This is Brandon, I'm Sarah, and of course, our beloved Aiko. Frustrated by the ever-increasing cost of living, we went out on a limb and left our traditional life on land behind. We built a new kind of dream together and now get to call this slice of paradise home. We're learning how to navigate this unique life off the grid and on the water, so grab a drink and join us for the ever-evolving adventure that is keeping afloat. It seems like more often than not, when we meet people and tell them that we live on the water, images like this seem to be the instinctual assumption that come to mind. Usually some of the first questions in response, outside of how the toilet works and where the dog poops, of course, are, do you ever feel scared out there? Or what happens during a storm? As scary as the unknown can seem, the reality is 99% of the time, storms are incredibly anticlimactic. We're actually far safer in many critical ways here when storms come. For example, because we don't have to worry about power outages, flash flooding, or trees falling on our house like folks on land constantly do. But on the flip side, there are also a few challenges unique to being on the water that we face during bad weather. And these past couple weeks put our preparations for those challenges to the test. From unprecedented rainfall to record low temps and dangerously high winds, we had ourselves an adventure, to say the least. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Just getting off work and hopped into the marina to talk to Brandon before I just picked Aiko up, and he was telling me that the forecast for this evening is 70 to 80 mile per hour winds above 3,000 feet elevation. Now luckily we're like 1,600 here at lake level, so hopefully we're not going to see but like half that, but it's very plausible that we'll be seeing, in the 50s and 60s, so time to go batten down the hatches, I reckon. Okay, Bear. Good girl. Good girl. Pretty much the only thing that we really need to worry about in terms of preparing for this windstorm is the stuff out here on the dock. The house itself is perfectly fine and safe, but these chairs, for example, 100% will not make it. Those will end up in the lake if I don't secure them. Aiko's bed needs to come inside. We generally take these Soko swings down because they start, flailing all around and they can hit the windows, and we get worried about them breaking the windows, so we take those down. I'm probably going to get rid of my ferns. I've really been hanging on to these dead ferns just because there's like a little bit of green and it makes me happy in this season where everything is dead, but they won't be worth anything anyway. So the paddleboard lives out here. I don't take that inside, but I do keep it and the paddle tied down, as well as Aiko's bucket of food. Yeah, that's about it. Let's do a little tidying and securing. Tightening up the lines for us. You getting everything all set? Oh my gosh, that just broke the P-cord that was holding my... Oh my gosh. Okay, we got it back. You can see where this P-cord just completely snapped, so we got a little bit of rope on it now. Hopefully that'll hold it, huh, Bear? Oh no. They're supposed to be right here in the middle of this cove. I think they've blown up on the bank. Nobody home obviously because it's winter. Oh yeah, they're on the bank. Oh no. So what happened? His anchor broke, you think?
The front anchor broke.
Nothing can be done about it at the moment, huh?
If it was my houseboat, I'll be putting me a new anchor on right now, ASAP. I'll be goddamn flipping out. Y'all get over here in the back, we gotta go, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, put that cable on there, let's go. I cut the water off to this side, because if this wind shifts at any point, he rips this back line off, at least we won't have to worry about not being able to take a shower.
Yeah. Outside of damage to that person's property, the other main concerns when somebody's house breaks loose like that is, number one, if they break completely loose, they could start just, flying all around the harbor and smashing into other people's stuff. Number two, Every house here is connected to a water line. They're all connected. When somebody breaks loose, they usually break their water line because it's just a piece of PEX. So it's happened in the past. Our next door neighbor drug their anchor and drug just far enough to break our water line, and we didn't have any water ourselves. So that can be really frustrating, even though you feel for them and the predicament there and the money they're going to have to spend to fix the stuff that happened to their house. It's also like, don't bring that to my house. If the only thing keeping him right here is the fact that it's blowing him into the bank, if it shifts and starts blowing him out that way, he'll yank that line right off.
Well, this ain't even been the 20-mile-an-hour wind.
No, yeah, this isn't even that crazy yet. I mean, oh gosh. What did he say when you called him? Lacey's taking a bit of a beating, but it's doing good. Freak accidents happen sometimes, but I do think it's worth sharing that in this case, this was most likely preventable. And I definitely don't mean to diss our awesome neighbor. This is just a genuinely good learning opportunity to share. The cable the anchor was attached to on this house was very old and brittle and had been spliced multiple times upon breaking in the past instead of replaced. Now, cable is very expensive, and it's not a sexy or exciting thing to have to fork over a ton of money to replace, but your ground tackle is the single most important thing keeping you and the rest of your house safe. So if there's anything at all worth spending money on when it comes to a floating house, it's the mooring setup. Being 100% confident in our own ground tackle is exactly why we slept soundly through this storm. And let me tell you, that peace of mind is priceless. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Boat life! Woohoo! Ugh.
It's wet out there.
Yeah.
Does that look wet? Proof.
Yep. Think you're ready.
So my waterproof insulated gloves I left in the dinghy, so they are now soaking wet. I will spend hours drying them with a hair dryer because they don't dry great. You want me to take the bear?
Yeah, if you'll take her, I'll pick her up, and then we both don't have to go but once out there.
All right.
Oh, there's like a solid 4 or 5 inches, maybe more at the back. Okay. Let's do a little morning, well actually it's afternoon now. Wasted the morning away on Zoom meetings. Afternoon check-in session on our neighbors, make sure everything everywhere is okay. Okay, first things first, you guys know how we have this waterfall, but look at this. We have 2 all of a sudden. Oh my gosh, that one came out of nowhere. Oh my god, does it get more beautiful? Oh my God, there's a rainbow. Can you see it? Can you see it? As if I thought this couldn't get any better. Oh God, I hope you guys can see that on camera. With the naked eye, it is so beautiful. Surf shack doing just fine. Okay, amazingly, there's only one casualty I've seen, and amazingly, it's not this house. I really thought that was going to be a bad night for this house, but it's doing just fine, besides having a few boards knocked loose from it bouncing up and down on the bank. Now for the casualty. Let me go show you guys. Brandon's going to have to help him flip that back over, which I am fascinated and stoked to see the process of. It appears to me that what his plan is to drag it behind the big tour boat, Miss Hazel, which has, you know, a lot of power, and see if, I don't really know how this works, see if that rights it. Said something about you make a big U-turn. He's seen this done online before. You make a big U-turn and I don't know, apparently, hopefully it flips it over. What really, really sucks about this is Mike says he's got like $10,000 worth of electronics on there, you know, fish finders and all that stuff, which is like fine to be in the rain, of course, but being fully submersed for many hours is a different story. So he's probably lost all that, which is really sad. I don't know, I'm not an expert in this, I've never seen this done before, but I feel like we're not going fast enough. Come on, give it some. Oh. God, is it working? Oh. I don't know if this is gonna work, you guys. Fail attempt after fail attempt. Oh my God, just as I'm saying that. Just crazy. There. No. Okay, Aiko seems to think that's like a bear or something in the water. She's like scaring me like she's gonna jump off the boat. Aiko, no, it's a boat. Okay, we're going around picking up the stuff that's falling out of the boat as it's getting dragged. Something else. Floaty. Here's everything I've gotten so far. I think I've gotten everything except I saw one water bottle get away. And I can't find it now. We'll get it in the cleanup. Oh. I mean, I do see in the theory, I see how this can work. So you almost had it, huh?
I mean, we were like, let's try and flip it off the prop because it needs to be centered. It literally flipped right over, went under, and started coming up.
Yeah, it was probably out more than that far. It come and then.
Oh. And then the D-ring broke off, so now can't really try again, yeah. So what do you do? How do you get it out? Yeah.
Slide up on the ramp sideways, not important under it.
Yeah.
A lot.
The walk of shame. What a bummer. Poor Mike. In the meantime, the 5 inches of rain that we'd seen in the last 15 hours or so had the lake quickly rising while temperatures were quickly dropping. The lake had come up nearly 10 feet already. And even though, like I mentioned earlier, floods aren't a concern for us since we're floating, we do have to be on our P's and Q's about steadily letting off of the lines holding the house put so that the house has enough slack to rise some, but not so much that the wind can blow it around and things start breaking. The same principle is true for the marina that Brandon manages here, except on a much more massive and expensive scale.
Alright everybody, so it's midnight. It is 31 degrees. It's snowing. I'm at the marina. We got a big storm come through, bunch of rain, bunch of wind, and this lake fluctuates 60 feet. So this time of year, it's where I get up and come adjust the dock in the middle of the night. The app's wrong telling you what's happening, so you just got to go by the hourly actual reading of the lake. So I'm gonna go down through the marina here and adjust all these winches for this lake to come up. When I say winches, this is what I'm talking about. 5/8 stainless steel cable that goes down to the water, and that goes to an anchor, 10,000 pound anchor. And there's a bunch of these here, and we got to keep track of them or the dock pulls under and you lose everything. So it's real windy, so I can't let a lot off of it at a time. I can only let a couple feet lake rise at a time off. So I'll be back at 2 in the morning, and then I'll check it again at 4 in the morning, and then we'll let day shift take over and they can have it. But yep, it's all fun and games. Everybody wants to be a marina operator till it's time to do marina operator shit.
Daddy's gonna be in and out all night, Miss Bear.
Bear, I got it, Bear. You just sleep in, okay? Remember how you used to get up and go with Daddy?
Bear, you don't know who that is? Iko, who is that? You don't know who that is? You don't know that boat, do you?
One of our neighbors has this really nice boat. They're not here in the wintertime. It's a gorgeous brand new pontoon, enclosed as you can see, and on a day like today when it is wet and freezing cold, we're always so jealous that they have this boat that sits there at the marina because they're not using it in the wintertime. Check it out.
Bear, who is that? Bear, who is that?
Oh, now she knows. Now she knows. Look at this thing. Tri-tune. Really nice veranda. That enclosure is just too slick this time of year. Not jealous or nothing. Sorry for the noise of the generator. I'm doing laundry. Oh my gosh, you're prepared for a blizzard.
We ain't gonna get cold on our ride.
This is a very convenient time you chose to run their boat for them.
They needed it ran. And in my professional opinion, it needs to run for a good solid week.
Look at that.
Bring in my
That's-
little boat here, show you around.
Yeah, tell us.
We got lounging seats. We got the heat. Fully enclosed. Woo!
This would be so nice. When we hit the lotto one day, we're getting one of these.
Yeah. Until then, we're just gonna borrow the neighbors while they're gone.
Yeah.
I think they said they'd be in the islands this whole month.
Speaking of which, I think one of our neighbors said that the hot tub needed to be ran.
Oh,
Go
they need to go
figure.
check out their hot tub. And
Just because we're so helpful.
I brought home Touch-A-Bubbles.
What?
They're genetically engineered GMO bubbles that
Oh,
you
great.
can touch and they don't pop, which means they're thicker. But tomorrow, when it's 0 degrees, we're gonna blow bubbles and freeze them.
All right. We're going to get geared up and take this fancy schmancy boat out for a spin because despite being frigid, it is beautiful.
Any other time, if you didn't have this Dodger on here, you would be freezing to death. But it's like toasty in here. I don't need these jackets on.
Baby, it was very bold of you to take me out on this. Wow.
I can't sleep. They used to cut. You and me, we was thicker than blood. But the sky grew dark and got inside of me.
Okay, go
I
back.
still hear the words you told me. Baby, gonna be so lonely when I'm gone. But it isn't true. I was just as lonely with you.
Girl. Come on.
It's
I
so
guess I
perfect.
always will be.
Good girl. I love it.
Someday soon, I'm gonna.
As temperatures continue to drop, we cozied up and hunkered down for our 5-degree forecasted wake-up call the following day. More snow was on its way too, which, above all, meant one thing for us. A very, very happy bear.
You sleep good, you little pug-nosed
Look
bear.
at this beautiful scene.
This is Iko being nice, going, guys, it's negative something outside, and I need to go pee.
She's been very patient while we wake up. So funny. She's just like, all right, Bear, I'm coming. If you know, you know. Let's do it. Iko, be careful. Oh my gosh, this dog. I'm not even gonna bother trying to crank this motor right now. Less rowing, I think, will help me stay warm. So when dock lines are really frozen, you can pour water on them. These are very frosty, but they're not like frozen solid to the cleat. But that's just a quick little hack for you. So while I'm taking Iko here, just wanted to update you guys on the house and how it fared. There were some things that went really well, and there are some things that we have learned from. In terms of what went really well, we still have hot water, which is amazing. I, to be honest, was not really expecting that to be the case. I took a really good shower last night just to make sure, in case I couldn't shower for a day or two, that it wouldn't be a big deal. But alas, we woke up, we got hot water. Weirdly enough, what we have learned from is that we don't have cold water. So that's actually really surprising. We've never had it be that way. It's always the other way around. Ooh, careful, Iko. Crazy dog. So what we're thinking is there's a very short amount of space where that pipe, where the PEX pipe outside that goes from between the hydrant into the house. There's such a small amount of space that's exposed, and we do have it insulated, but it's much more likely that it's frozen right there as opposed to like in the walls in the house, where the house is actually quite warm. You know, we always let the hot water drip just to make sure that it doesn't freeze, and that seems to do the trick here. In the future, I think what we've learned is we're just going to have to leave both sides of the faucet dripping and or figure out a way to like further insulate those pipes. Either way, not a huge issue. The only thing that we actually need cold water for is flushing the toilet, because obviously there's no hot water ran to the toilet. So we're just, you know, pouring a pitcher of water in when we need to flush, which is a little bit funny, but it's totally fine. Another thing that we're really pleasantly surprised about is how warm the house is. It's very comfortable. I mean, we've definitely ran heat more, obviously, but the good thing is it's held it. You know, it's doing a really good job at that.
I think we did better on this house than we did on the last one.
I think so too,
I mean,
for
the
sure.
last one stayed warm, but this one here heats up in less time and it's a lot bigger. So the last one that didn't have an insulated roof,
I think that makes a big difference.
that makes a huge difference because you lose your heat through the roof and the cold air through the bottom. And then the next house that we're doing has insulated floors and roof. And right now our floors are cold, obviously, because it's down 0 out there and the cold air is under the floors. So the next one will be even better. But I mean, really, how many people stay on their houseboats in the winter like us? That's very rare. So, I mean, we're building them for year-round consumption when most people ain't doing no year-round nothing. So I think we did really good. I slept like a rock. The house was like, with the heat on the lowest setting, was at 55 this morning. I turned the electric heater on laying in the bed via the app, and within 20 minutes the house was 70 degrees and it's good. Yeah, I'm happy. Generator's running. I tell you what, Harbor Freight probably sells the worst tools you will ever buy in your life. But we bought that Predator generator from there, and that little bastard, it don't matter if it's 0, -15, wind chilled, or 100 degrees. You go out there and turn it on, it cranks up and it does its job. It's an amazing piece of equipment.
Hey.
Why?
I'm your bet. You gave me your phone number. That was your first mistake, brother.
Oh, God. How long are y'all gonna be at the resort?
How you little paws doing, Miss Bear? They warm?
While wintertime and its associated weather may not be mine and Brandon's most favorite thing in the world, seeing our furry kidlet more happy and energetic than ever makes it 1000% worth it. Thanks for keeping afloat with us for another week in the life. We'll see y'all same time, same place next week.